Kennedy's hand trembled as she clutched the phone, the screen illuminating her face in the dim light of her apartment. The message from Chloe stared back at her. "We can't keep pretending. Tell her tonight or I will." Her heart pounded like a war drum, the weight of years of hidden glances and stolen touches crashing down in that single moment. She had always been the golden child, the one who followed the script: college, career, engagement to a man her family adored. But now, at 28, standing in the kitchen of the home she shared with her fiancé, Mark, Kennedy felt the facade cracking. How had it come to this? One drunken night after an office party, when Chloe, her roommate and closest friend, had confessed her feelings in a haze of tequila and vulnerability. Kennedy had laughed it off at first, but the seed was planted, growing into something she couldn't ignore. That night replayed in her mind as she paced the floor. Chloe had stumbled in late, her short blonde hair disheveled, eyes glassy from the festivities. "Kennedy," she'd slurred, collapsing onto the couch beside her. "You're the only one who gets me. Really gets me." Kennedy had felt a pull then, an inexplicable warmth that she attributed to the alcohol. But when Chloe leaned in, their lips brushing in a tentative kiss, the world tilted. It wasn't just friendship. It was fire. Now, months later, the affair had woven itself into their daily lives. Sneaked moments in the apartment when Mark was away. Whispered promises in the dead of night. Kennedy told herself it was a phase. A confusion born from stress at work. She was a marketing executive in bustling New York, where deadlines loomed like storm clouds. Chloe, her junior colleague and roommate, was the light in that chaos, funny, bold, unapologetically herself. But Kennedy's family back in suburban Connecticut expected tradition. Marriage, kids, stability. Her mother, a devout Catholic, had already picked out the wedding venue. Coming out? That would shatter everything. Kennedy's thoughts raced. What if she lost her family? Her father, a stern lawyer, had always preached about honor and legacy. "We don't air our dirty laundry," he'd say. And Mark, he was kind, reliable, the perfect partner on paper. But with Chloe, Kennedy felt alive, seen in ways Mark never could. The guilt gnawed at her. Was she betraying everyone for a selfish whim? Or was this her truth, buried under layers of societal expectation? She heard the door click open. Mark was home from his shift at the hospital. "Hey babe," he called, his voice warm and unsuspecting. Kennedy shoved the phone into her pocket, forcing a smile. "Hey, how was work?" As they sat down for dinner, her mind screamed, "Tell him." But the words stuck in her throat like thorns. Later that evening, Chloe texted again. "I'm coming over. We need to talk." Panic surged through Kennedy. Chloe lived with her now, but tonight felt different, charged with ultimatum. When Chloe arrived, her eyes were stormy. "Kennedy, this has to end. The hiding, the lies. I love you, but I can't be your secret anymore." Kennedy pulled her into the bedroom, away from Mark's ears. "Please, not now. He's right there." Chloe's face hardened. "Then when? After you're married? After you've thrown away what we have?" The argument escalated in hushed tones, voices laced with desperation. Kennedy felt torn, her heart splitting between duty and desire. In her mind, she replayed their first real moment after that kiss. It was a weekend trip to the Hamptons, just the two of them, under the guise of a girl's getaway. Walking on the beach, Chloe had taken her hand. "This feels right," she'd said. Kennedy had nodded, the ocean's roar drowning out her doubts. But back in reality, those doubts resurfaced like tidal waves. As the night wore on, Mark knocked on the door. "Everything okay in there?" Kennedy's pulse raced. "Yeah, just girl talk." But inside, Chloe was packing a bag. "I'm leaving if you don't choose." The ultimatum hung heavy. Kennedy grabbed her arm. "Don't. I need time." But time was a luxury they didn't have. The next morning, Kennedy woke to an empty bed. Chloe was gone, leaving a note. "I deserve more than shadows." Kennedy's world spun. She had to face Mark, her family, herself. But first, the office where Chloe worked too. The confrontation loomed. At work, the tension was palpable. Chloe avoided her eyes during the meeting, her usual spark dimmed. Kennedy's boss praised their teamwork, oblivious to the undercurrents. After, in the break room, Kennedy cornered her. "We need to talk." Chloe crossed her arms. "What's there to say? You're engaged." I'm just the roommate. The word stung. Kennedy whispered. It's not that simple. My family. Chloe interrupted. Your family or your fear? You're letting them control you. Kennedy felt the truth hit like a slap. She had always been the pleaser, sacrificing her wants for approval. But now the cost was losing Chloe. Back home, Mark sensed something off. You've been distant. Is it work? Kennedy hesitated, then lied. Yeah, just stress. But the lie tasted bitter. That night, she dreamed of her wedding, walking down the aisle to Mark, but seeing Chloe in the crowd, tears in her eyes. She woke sweating, realization dawning. She couldn't marry him. The decision crystallized over coffee the next day. She would tell Mark. But as she opened her mouth, her phone buzzed, her mother calling. Sweetie, I found the perfect dress. Can't wait for the fitting. Kennedy's resolve wavered. The pressure mounted, a vice around her chest. Chloe called later. Meet me at the park. Last chance. Kennedy went, heart in her throat. Under the cherry blossoms, Chloe waited. Do you love me? Kennedy nodded. Then end it with him. They embraced, but Kennedy pulled away. What if they disown me? Chloe's eyes softened. Then you have me. But doubt lingered. Was love worth the fallout? Kennedy returned home, steeling herself. Mark was cooking dinner. We need to talk, she said. His face fell. What's wrong? She took a breath. I'm in love with someone else. Chloe. The silence was deafening. Mark's fork clattered. Chloe? Our roommate. Betrayal etched his features. How long? Kennedy confessed, tears streaming. Months. I'm so sorry. He stormed out, slamming the door. Alone, Kennedy crumpled. The price of truth was isolation. The aftermath hit like a hurricane. Mark didn't return that night, leaving Kennedy in a vortex of guilt and relief. She sat on the couch, staring at the ring on her finger, a symbol of the life she was dismantling. How had she let it go this far? Marrying Mark had seemed safe, a shield against the world's judgments. But now, exposed, she felt raw, vulnerable. Her phone rang, her sister Emily. Mom's freaking out. Mark called her. What the hell, Kennedy? The accusation pierced. Emily, always the mediator, sounded disappointed. You're throwing away everything for a woman? Our family isn't like that. Kennedy's throat tightened. It's not a choice. It's who I am. But Emily hung up, leaving silence. Chloe arrived soon after, bags in hand. I heard. Are you okay? Kennedy fell into her arms, sobbing. I ruined everything. Chloe held her. No, you chose us. But even as they kissed, Kennedy's mind whirled with consequences. Work would be awkward. Friends might side with Mark. And her parents, they were the real storm. The next day, Kennedy called in sick, unable to face the office. Chloe stayed home too, their apartment a temporary sanctuary. We can move, Chloe suggested. Start fresh. But Kennedy shook her head. I can't run. I have to face them. Deep down, she feared rejection more than anything. Her father's voice echoed. Family first. But what if family turned away? That afternoon, Mark returned for his things. The encounter was tense, charged with unspoken hurt. I trusted you, he said, packing clothes. And Chloe, how could she? Kennedy apologized again. It wasn't planned. Just happened. Mark paused. Were you ever happy with me? Kennedy hesitated. I thought I was. But it wasn't real. He left without another word, the door closing on their shared history. Alone with Chloe, Kennedy confronted her doubts. What if this is a mistake? What if I'm just confused? Chloe's face fell. Is that what you think? The argument flared. Chloe accused her of cowardice. Kennedy shot back about impulsiveness. You're pushing me too fast. But beneath the anger, fear simmered. Fear of losing each other now that the secret was out. Kennedy's mother called that evening. Come home. We need to talk. The drive to Connecticut was agony, each mile amplifying her anxiety. What would they say? Disown her? Pray for her soul? Arriving at the familiar colonial house, Kennedy's hands shook. Her parents waited in the living room, faces stern. Dad, Mom, she started. Her father cut in. Mark told us. Is it true? Kennedy nodded. I'm gay. And I'm with Chloe. The words hung heavy. Her mother gasped, tears welling. How could you? We raised you better. Her father paced. This is a phase. You've been influenced. Kennedy's anger rose. It's not a phase. It's me. The confrontation escalated. Her mother invoked religion. The Bible says. Kennedy interrupted. The Bible also says love thy neighbor. But her father dismissed it. You're confusing lust with love. End this or don't come back. The ultimatum crushed her. Was family conditional? Driving back, Kennedy's mind raced. Had she chosen wrong? Chloe waited, hopeful. How'd it go? Kennedy broke down. They want me to choose. Chloe held her. Choose yourself. But the words felt hollow. That night they lay awake, the future uncertain. At work the next week, whispers followed Kennedy. Colleagues knew Mark had confided in a few. Her boss called her in. Personal issues affecting performance? Kennedy assured him no, but inside she crumbled. Chloe in the same office faced stares too. We should quit, Chloe said over lunch. But Kennedy refused. Running isn't the answer. A betrayal loomed when Kennedy discovered Chloe had been talking to an ex online. Just venting, Chloe claimed. But Kennedy felt the sting of doubt. After everything, you're reaching out to her? The fight was brutal, words like daggers. Maybe I need someone who commits fully, Chloe snapped. Kennedy recoiled. Was this the price, constant insecurity? Reconciliation came slowly. They talked through the night, bearing souls. Chloe admitted her fears. I've been out since college. I know the hate. I don't want you to regret me. Kennedy reassured her. I don't. But the damage lingered, a crack in their foundation. Family pressure intensified. Her sister texted. Mom's heartbroken. Fix this. Kennedy ignored it, focusing on therapy. Sessions unearthed buried truths, childhood repression, societal molds. You're not broken, the therapist said. But Kennedy wondered. At what cost healing? A turning point came at a company event. Mark attended with a date, rubbing salt in wounds. Kennedy and Chloe arrived together, hands linked, a public declaration. Whispers turned to stares. One coworker sneered. Didn't see that coming. Chloe squeezed her hand. Ignore them. But ignoring wasn't easy. That night, Kennedy reflected. The freedom tasted bittersweet. She had Chloe but lost so much. Was it worth it? The question haunted her as they built their life, step by tentative step. Months passed, the initial storm giving way to a tense calm. Kennedy and Chloe moved to a small apartment in Brooklyn, away from memories of Mark. But the shadows of family lingered. Kennedy's phone buzzed with unanswered voicemails from her mother. Please come to church with us. Each one chipped at her resolve. She wanted reconciliation but on her terms, not denial. At work, promotions loomed. Kennedy threw herself into projects, proving her worth amid the gossip. Chloe, however, struggled. They're sidelining me, she confided. Because of us? Kennedy nodded grimly. Discrimination was subtle. Missed invites, overlooked ideas. The societal bias they fought externally now infiltrated their careers. One evening, Kennedy found Chloe scrolling job sites. Thinking of leaving? Chloe sighed. Maybe. This city's too judgmental. Kennedy felt panic. Don't. We fight together. But Chloe's eyes held doubt. At what cost? Your family's already gone. Now our jobs. The argument revealed deeper fissures. Kennedy accused Chloe of giving up. Chloe countered with Kennedy's lingering attachment to her old life. You still wear that ring sometimes. Kennedy glanced at her hand, habit. It's over. But was it? Dreams of her parents' approval haunted her. A surprise visit from Emily escalated things. She showed up unannounced. Mom's sick. Stress from this. Kennedy's heart sank. From me. Emily nodded. She cries every night. Guilt flooded Kennedy. Was her happiness causing pain? I'll visit, she promised. The trip home was fraught. Chloe wanted to come, but Kennedy refused. They'd explode. Alone she faced her parents. Her mother looked frail, eyes red. Why Kennedy? The conversation circled blame. Her father softened slightly. We love you, but this path. Kennedy pleaded. Accept me as I am. They parted unresolved, a fragile truce. Back in Brooklyn, Chloe was distant. You went without me. Jealousy simmered. Kennedy explained, but Chloe pushed. You're ashamed. The fight peaked with Chloe storming out. Hours later, she returned apologetic. I fear losing you to them. They reconciled, but trust frayed. Societal pressures mounted. At a pride event, they faced protesters. Slurs hurled like stones. Kennedy froze, memories of her father's words echoing. Chloe pulled her away. This is our reality. That night, Kennedy questioned. Was love enough against the world? A moral dilemma arose when Kennedy's boss offered a promotion, with a catch. Tone down the personal life. Outraged, she declined. I won't hide. Chloe praised her, but the rejection stung. Now what? Unemployment loomed. Chloe's past resurfaced. An old flame, Sarah, contacted her. Just friends, Chloe said. But Kennedy saw texts flirtatious. Confrontation exploded. After I gave up everything? Chloe defended. You haven't fully committed. Betrayal cut deep. Kennedy packed a bag. I need space. She crashed with a friend, mind reeling. Was Chloe right? Had she held back? Reflections unearthed truths. Her internalized homophobia. Fear of full embrace. Meanwhile, Chloe spiraled, regretting her lapse. Reunion came via a desperate call. Come home. Kennedy returned, guarded. They talked honestly. Chloe admitted vulnerability. Coming out cost me my family too. I push because I'm scared. Kennedy shared her fears. Forgiveness bloomed, but scars remained. Family dynamics shifted when her mother reached out. Let's talk. No judgments. Hope flickered. At a neutral cafe they met. Tears flowed. I don't understand, but I miss you. It wasn't acceptance, but a start. Kennedy felt lighter. Yet challenges persisted. Friends divided, some supported, others ghosted. Mark moved on, but awkward run-ins reminded her of the hurt inflicted. Kennedy pondered the ethics. Was pursuing love selfish if it pained others? As high tide approached, Chloe proposed a trip. To reset. In the mountains, away from noise, they reconnected. But a call interrupted. Her father, apologizing vaguely. We want you happy. Ambiguous but progress. Back home, reality hit. Chloe lost her job, discrimination veiled as restructuring. Anger fueled Kennedy. We'll sue if needed. But Chloe wavered. Is it worth the fight? The decision weighed. Stand up or retreat? Kennedy chose fight, contacting lawyers. The process was grueling, exposing vulnerabilities. Through it, their bond strengthened, or so she thought. But doubts crept. Was this life of constant battle what she wanted? The lawsuit against the company dragged on. A relentless grind of depositions and evidence. Kennedy stood by Chloe, but the stress fractured their relationship further. Late nights reviewing documents, arguments over strategy. You're too aggressive, Chloe said. Kennedy snapped back. Someone has to be. Internally, she questioned. Was she fighting for justice or proving something to herself? Family reconciliation inched forward. Her parents invited her for dinner, alone. Not ready for Chloe, her mother explained. Kennedy accepted, hoping for breakthrough. The evening was tense, small talk masking undercurrents. Her father broached. We've been reading. Trying to understand. Kennedy's heart swelled. That's all I ask. But as she left, her mother whispered. Praying for you to find the right path. Ambivalence lingered. Chloe reacted poorly. They still see me as the problem. Jealousy flared again. Kennedy reassured, but resentment built. You're choosing them over us. The divide widened, each pulling in opposite directions. A shocking revelation came via email. Mark was engaged. Kennedy felt a pang. Not jealousy, but closure's sting. He's moving on, she told Chloe. But Chloe saw opportunity. Maybe you can too, from the guilt. Instead, it unearthed Kennedy's unresolved emotions. Did she regret leaving him? Therapy intensified. Explore your choices, the counselor urged. Kennedy delved into her psyche. The pressure to conform, the thrill of rebellion. I love Chloe, but the cost. Admitting it felt like betrayal. Meanwhile, Chloe sought her own solace, reconnecting with LGBTQ support groups. I need community, she said. Kennedy felt sidelined. Betrayal struck when Kennedy discovered Chloe had met Sarah for coffee. Just talking, Chloe insisted. But photos on social media showed laughter, closeness. Confrontation was explosive. How could you? Kennedy yelled. Chloe countered. You're distant, always with your family drama. Words wounded. Accusations of infidelity, emotional neglect. Kennedy left again, this time to her sisters. Emily listened. Love isn't easy, especially like this. For the first time, empathy from family. Maybe give her space. But Kennedy agonized. Was the relationship salvageable? Chloe's apology came via letter. I messed up. Fear drove me. Forgive. Kennedy wavered. The pull was strong but trust shattered. They met at their park bench. Tears, confessions. I want us, Chloe said. Kennedy nodded. But we rebuild slowly. Society's toll continued. At a family wedding, Kennedy attended solo. Cousins whispered. Aunts avoided. Her father defended her subtly, a small victory. But isolation gnawed. Is this worth it? She thought. High drama peaked with the lawsuit settlement. They won a modest sum, but victory felt hollow. Media coverage outed them further, inviting online hate. Trolls messaged. Disgusting. Chloe broke down. Why fight when the world hates us? Kennedy's response defined her. Because we deserve better. Strength emerged from ashes. They volunteered at pride centers, turning pain to purpose. Bonds with allies grew, buffering losses. Family thawed more. Her mother called Chloe awkward but a gesture. Tell her hi, Kennedy relayed. Hope bloomed. But mended fences brought new conflicts. Expectations to tone it down for visits. A moral crossroads arrived when Chloe suggested marriage. To show we're real. Kennedy hesitated. With everything, doubts resurfaced. Commitment amid chaos. Think about it, Chloe urged. Reflection consumed Kennedy. The journey, from secret affair to public battle, had cost friends, stability, innocence, but gained authenticity, love. Was the trade fair? As tensions eased, a new threat. Chloe's health scare. Stress-induced migraines turned serious. Hospital visits forced perspective. I can't lose you, Kennedy whispered. Priorities shifted. Health over fights. Recovery bonded them. Quiet evenings, honest talks. Kennedy proposed instead. Marry me. Chloe accepted, tears flowing. But shadows loomed. Family reaction? Announcement to parents was nerve-wracking. Video call, hands clasped. We're engaged. Silence, then her mother. If it makes you happy. Tentative acceptance. Her father nodded. Progress, not perfection. Planning the wedding unearthed old wounds. Guest lists divided. Who to invite? Mark's absence stung subtly. Societal pushback. Venues hesitant. But they persevered, symbolizing resilience. As the day neared, Kennedy reflected on the path. Sacrifices made, lessons learned. The drama had forged her, but at what price? The wedding day dawned crisp in Central Park. An intimate ceremony amid blooming flowers. Kennedy stood in her white gown, heart racing. Chloe approached, radiant in a tailored suit. Vows exchanged. Through storms and judgments, I choose you. Rings slipped on, sealing their union. Cheers from friends, new and old, echoed. But absences spoke volumes. Her parents sent regrets, a card with well wishes. Bittersweet. Honeymoon in Hawaii offered respite. Beaches, sunsets, unburdened love. We made it, Chloe whispered. Kennedy nodded, but internally questions swirled. Had they truly? The world waited back home. Return brought reality. Work stabilized. Kennedy started her own firm, Chloe joined. Empowerment from adversity. But family ties strained. Holidays alone, traditions missed. Her mother's calls were polite, distant. When will you visit? Kennedy asked. Soon, always the reply. A twist came with Emily's pregnancy. Aunt Kennedy, she said. Invitation to the shower with Chloe. Acceptance? Kennedy hoped. At the event, awkward hugs. Her father pulled her aside. Proud of you in my way. Thaw continued, slow as glaciers. Yet, personal tolls emerged. Chloe's therapy revealed resentment. I gave up so much. Kennedy felt it too. Arguments resurfaced over trivialities, masks for deeper hurts. Do you regret? Chloe asked one night. Kennedy paused. No. But it hurts. Societal debates amplified. News of anti-LGBTQ laws stirred fear. What if rights regress? They marched, advocated, but exhaustion set in. Is this our forever? Kennedy wondered. A profound awakening hit during a support group. Stories mirrored theirs. Loss, gain, transformation. Kennedy shared. Love demanded sacrifice but gifted truth. Affirmation healed wounds. Years blurred. They adopted a dog, built routines. Family visits increased. Her mother baked for them. Full acceptance? Not yet, but love persisted. Reflecting on the journey, from that fateful kiss to vows, Kennedy pondered ethics. Betrayals, choices, damages. Had she been right to upend lives? Or selfish? The story closes with them on a balcony, watching the city. Worth it? Chloe asked. Kennedy smiled. Every scar. But was it truly right to pursue personal truth at the expense of others' pain? Or does society bear the blame for forcing such choices?